Okay, good morning. I'd like to call back to order the Finance and Economic Development Committee and the fiscal year 2026-2027 departmental budget reviews. Let the record reflect that all members are present. On the schedule today, we'll be hearing from Department of Parks and Rec, followed by Office of the County Attorney, and finally the Department of Liquor Control. As we do each morning, we'll take public testimony at the beginning related to any of the departments or agencies that we're reviewing for the day. Is there anyone in the public wishing to testify? Seeing none, we'll now begin with a review of the budget details for the Department of Parks and Rec. The department will provide a brief overview and will then entertain questions regarding the department's budget and operation synopsis submittal, followed by questions relating to the operating budget based on their different departments.
Good morning, Council.
Good morning.
This is Preston Chong, acting or Deputy Director of Parks now. So we can just start off by saying for the Department of Parks and Recreation, currently, we have 192 employees, which 5 of those are 89-day hires, and we have a total of 20 vacancies. And this was as of today, which could possibly change tomorrow. In the budget for this year, we are asking for just under a 3% increase from last year, from 2.80 million to 28.0 million to 28.8 million. We are currently serving 76 parks, 4 campgrounds, 14 community centers, the 3 stadiums, the golf course, and 13 cemeteries. And for this year's budget, we are still asking again for equipment, which will replace some of the equipment that has been on the list for replacement for a while, including a lot of equipment for the tree trimmers.
Do we have any questions? Everybody saw their synopsis. Do we have any questions on it? Councilmember Cowden, your mic.
I know that the golf facility has really been doing a lot of work. I see it's up 8%, so I'm just, that is not the physical improvements, right? That's not the capital improvements. So I'm just looking at where the 8.1% came from. That's mostly salaries. What's our increase in the golf coming from, or should we wait till we get to that detail?
Increase in expenses?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can wait till the detail. Most of it is salaries.
Yeah.
And some other services.
Yeah. Yeah, we can wait till the detail if you want.
All right.
Councilmember Cooley.
So on the bottom of page 4, operational challenges number 3, the very last sentence is, in the very near future, we foresee additional playing fields will be needed. I know that, the county's available land is limited. So I just wanted to ask if you guys were aware of the Anahola Sports Complex project, also named the Anahola Recreational Economy Project. I know that they just closed on their reporting and expenditures for a $500,000 CIP grant from the state, where they did a master plan of lands specifically for fields and for a gymnasium, even for rodeo. So there are lands specifically available potentially in Anahola, not for the county to own, but for the county to partner with and utilize. So you don't have to go buying more land for these particular purposes if you partner with them. And I can put you in touch with Garrett Danner.
Okay.
Since you're not aware of it. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
A follow-up to that. And it's relating to the KIF flag football, which is going to grow. I think it's big. But, you know, we really accommodate the state, because KIF is not a county league, it's a state league, and the state has lands. They have way more land than the county does. Have we tried to work with them as far as partnering with them for land so we can, I think a partnership, you know, even if we were to maintain it, but, you know, have the state lands made available so we could use it not only for KIF flag, but for our leagues as well. I mean, it seems to me that they should be contributing to this, because that league, they have to play, and they don't have any facilities at the state level. So I would suggest working with the state and freeing up some of their available lands that we can, again, partnership, and we can use it when they're not using it. But they need to have some skin in this game. They already take advantage of us for the football, for the soccer, for the baseball. All of the KIF sports are using county facilities. So that's my only suggestion.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we'll look into that.
Councilmember Cowden.
I have a follow-up to the chair. Do we have identified land that would be appropriate for that?
Do I? No, I don't.
Okay.
I know that the state has. I mean, you want me to look for it? I will.
No, I just wondered, because my brain was trying to look at where we have any that's near a sports field. The area near Brian J. Baptiste Park, there's state land right there, but it is kind of a wetland. So my brain was trying to think of where we could find that.
Yeah, again, you know, for me, it's the state's got to go find the land and allow us to use it. It's their sport. It's their sport, not ours. So.
Any other questions on the write-up from the members? Not. We'll move into the budget. So we'll start with admin.
And that's the page.
Master page 182.
I have a question. Okay.
Councilmember Cooley.
On the special projects near the bottom of 183, the 425,000 Kauai Seabird Habitat Conservation Plan and incidental take permit. Are we required to do this year after year indefinitely, or for a specific period of time?
There's a KCP agreement, I believe. We can look into how many years are left, but it is year for year now.
But it's not indefinitely. There's so many years that are left.
After that agreement does come up, you might extend it or start.
Oh, okay. Unless, depending on what's been happening. Might be
That's in
required
partnership
to
with
be
a lot of other.
renewed. So, and then the only other thing is that, and I could have gone back and looked through all the budgets, but you might know, and we can follow up even ourselves. Has it been the same amount year after year? I guess once they made, or it just increases
It
every year?
varies year after year. Depends on the take, depends on how much
Oh,
you're going
okay.
to hold in the reserve.
And takes.
I have a question.
Call on that.
Councilmember Cowden.
Yes, on the $120,000 grant and aid at the bottom of page 183 and top 184, where it's for community sports and other competitive awards. Can you just tell me a little bit more about that?
So currently there's an application process that they fill out. We've been giving it out to areas all over the island, so including this year would be like Hawaii Children's Theater. We've been going to on the west side for the Tara Patch in Waima Valley.
Okay, and then so is that typically like $12,000, $10,000 grants?
About there, yeah.
So if people are listening, and is it usually the same groups get it year after year? I mean, that wouldn't be surprising to me.
No, we try to diversify to basically more park users, whoever takes advantage of our parks and does nonprofits that use our parks.
And would that be like T-ball or something like that?
If
too?
they're a nonprofit organization, it could be. We did give to the senior softball for the state tournament.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Councilmember Cooley.
Yeah, I noticed I had this question too. Can you just follow up with a summary report of how they were given out for the last 4 years?
Yeah.
In 2023, it was 82,000. In 2024, it was 45,000. and then 2025 was 125,000, and then 2026 was 120,000. So it's level in that you're asking for another 120,000 in this coming year, but just you follow up with that.
Okay.
And then Chair, going back, actually I forgot.
I have a follow-up on that.
Go ahead.
Councilmember Holland.
Just while we're on the grant conversation, also just, was that available for anybody in CRB response? Do you know if anybody responded to that grant?
That didn't go out through the grants through our side.
Through your side, okay. Would that be possible with that money, if it's like associated with land management that might be near our parks or?
If it's going to be for CRB response, I would take it more out of that CRB operating budget.
Okay, great, thank you. Sorry,
And
Vice
it needs
Chair.
to be on nonprofits.
So I have a follow-up on that, the CRB element. What page would we find that on?
That was in park maintenance.
Okay. So we'll
I was
get there.
talking more about
It'll come
community grants, if the park, if that specific grant and aid was being used also for that. That's what I meant, but there's not operating costs for that.
It'll come up later.
Yeah.
I think it's
Okay.
100,000.
Yes,
Yes.
we can get to it when we're there. I was just trying to look for where it was.
Councilmember Cooley.
Yeah, back to the special project. The second breakdown is feral cat control. I just wanted maybe some follow-up on what we're getting for this amount of money. How do we measure the success? Is more funding needed to ensure success? And then are we working on predator control for some of our wetlands where our threatened native birds are? That was just on our agenda yesterday, so.
Great job, Vice Chair.
So I believe there's a set parks that they rotate through that they can set traps at, and we can assign them to certain parks that are, I guess, would be more susceptible to feral cats and other predators.
Yeah, like we were told to, and then maybe we'll talk on the golf side when we talk golf, but that some of these endangered endemic birds actually can be found on the golf course too, because the golf course has areas that holds water.
In order to encompass the golf course, they probably take a contract amendment.
We'll follow up. Thank you.
Any other questions on the admin budget? If not, we'll move on to fiscal.
I have some positions.
Councilmember Cooley.
So the top position, fiscal officer 2, position 1203, only vacant for 73 days. You say it's a return rights position filled with short-term hire. So it's short-term for how long? For the whole year?
Person's on an 89-day contract.
And then then this has to do with the change of administration too, right? Probably. So the 89 contract will continue until
Currently, the person is
next
renewing their
mayor
89-day
makes a
contract.
decision.
Yep.
Okay. And then the next one, 1878 Port Security Officer 1, vacant for 607 days. But you just had a posting that closed on March 11th. Did you get some applicants or a bunch of applicants?
What was it, 1878?
Yeah, Park Security Officer 1.
So that one, the interviews are scheduled for this month.
Interviews are scheduled. Okay. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, any other questions for fiscal?
Oh, no. Down, I have, I think, yeah. For other services, the security services, Lihue Civic Center and Historic County Building, total of 269,000. What kind of coverage do we get for this amount?
So currently, we have 2 security officers patrolling the area. I believe there's like a half an hour break in the day, but they're here from very early in the morning all the way to about 7 o'clock at night.
Early a.m. to around 7 at night.
Yeah, so there's 2 full 8-hour shifts.
And then by patrolling, you're saying they're walking around
They're
or
walking.
driving by?
They're walking.
Okay, thank you.
I have a follow-up.
Councilmember
Do
Cowden.
we call those security services or park rangers, or is that different?
No, this is contracted.
Contracted.
You see them walking around. They even come here.
Okay, yeah, we see them.
I had another.
I had one too, and I probably asked it last year. The 27,000 for the Black Pot Beach security. What was that for again?
The lock and unlock of the gates at Black Pot.
Okay.
So now there's a beautiful technology where you can just do it on your cell phone, right? But it would mean investing in a different type of equipment. I hear, well, at our facility in Anahola, they have the bathrooms, and it's kind of like a public, but they lock it up after hours and whatnot, or they open it on special requests and whatnot. But now we have this lock where they just do it.
Yeah, these are the actual gates to that, the back property.
The other thing is back to the walking around patrolling. Oh, are the security services, the two officers patrolling from the AM to 7 p.m., are they, like, can you call them? Like, if you have a problem here and they might be walking over there?
Yeah, we emailed out the phone numbers for the two officers when they first started, and we can send it again.
Yeah, I think it's just important to make sure every key person in every department has the number, same like how you have 911 probably.
Yeah, we can resend it again.
Thank you.
And I know if we see anything, we can let Lyndon or Jade know, and then they'll let security know to follow up. Because I know we had an incident maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, and security went and took care of it.
So still in this department on the next page?
Still on fiscal, if anybody has any further questions.
188, it's still fiscal, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the SRF loan payable island-wide cesspool conversion. What is this basically, and is this to address any cesspools that the county still has on any of our properties? Do we have cesspools still anywhere?
I have to get back to you on if we have cesspools anywhere, but I can answer what the conversion was for. So we did 36 cesspools. It was awarded in 2005. It was completed in 2006. And this is the last payment for that. It was 36 island-wide.
2005 and 2006?
Yeah.
And 36. And was that on our properties?
That was on our property.
Oh, okay. So you just got to follow up if there's any left.
Yes.
But that was all done with a loan, and this is paying back.
Yeah, and this is paying it off.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chair.
Councilmember Holland.
Do you happen to remember what the full original loan cost was for that?
I can pull the information.
Thank you.
Any other questions for fiscal? If not, we'll move on to planning and development.
One position?
Yep. Councilmember Cooley.
Bottom of grant funding. So the top of page 191, 1987 senior project manager. This looks wrong. Anyway, a vacant.
I have one note says vacant 5125 interview scheduled for 3/5.
Interviews 1987. No, I'm showing vacant 3,118 days, but that seems wrong.
It was a retirement, and we tried once, we went out once, and we're going out again, it's saying right now. And then we're doing it in series.
It does say 87. Write this down. Interview scheduled on March 5th?
It says recruitment 323 to 42. So it's just going on now. It's closing, right?
We must have a problem with the vacancy report, because on the vacancy report it says
interview scheduled for 3/5.
For the first one.
position 1987.
So the date that you gave earlier was when the no selection was made for the first round of interviews.
Yeah, and it's 318 days now. Okay, on the vacancy report, 1987, recreation worker 2, vacant,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
18 days.
vacant 318 days.
Senior project manager, yeah.
Senior project manager, 318 days vacant. Interview scheduled on March 5th. So, how did it go? Did you get somebody? Did you select somebody? Did they offer and did they accept?
I just was told that that March or whatever date was the no selection, and it looks like we're going out for recruitment, and it hasn't closed yet.
So I guess it didn't go well. You got to go back out.
Not the first time. And we're doing it in series, so we're doing a senior project manager and a project manager, putting out for both.
Re-recruiting doing series. Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Councilmember Cowden.
I appreciate, Chair Cooley, how you're going to, Vice Chair.
Just the vice chair.
Vice Chair Cooley, sorry. When we're looking at these numbers, like for,
Take it over if you want.
the electronic tradesperson, we fill these with a short-term hire.
We're on page 191.
Well,
We'll get to those.
okay,
That's in facilities maintenance.
okay.
Any further questions for planning and development? Not, we'll move on to recreation.
Mayor positions.
Councilmember Cooley.
And, the first position on page 194, 1897. 1987, no, it's 1897. Rec worker 2, Kalaheo, 364 days vacant. No recent activity with HR. And my question is, are you planning to fill and when to fill internal? Then the next position is Rec Worker 2, 1653. This one's Kilauea, Hanalei. New vacancy, only like 18 days today. And it also says no recent activity. So is that the same answer?
Same thing, it'll be internal too.
Internal. And then the last one is it said offer made, 1893 pool guard trainee, 89 days vacant. Offer made, was it accepted? Is person going to start?
That I'd have to. Oh, look, yesterday.
Started yesterday, yes.
Yay.
All right, thank you, Chair.
Okay. Any other questions for recreation?
Next page.
Oh, I do.
Councilmember Cowden.
With our summer hires, for this, I'm assuming that's for the school program. How's that going? Did we get that hired up and,
I'll bring up Melanie for that.
I'm just curious of like which summer programs are gonna happen. We haven't had one in Kilauea for a while.
What page is that?
194,
Oh, okay, bottom.
wages and hourly pay. Has a summer fund.
Yeah, how's our summer fund going?
So for the record, Melanie Okamoto, Recreation Administrator. So for our summer hires, it's in recruitment right now. We've had several already apply. And for Kilauea, because it's under renovations right now, we didn't have a program last year. And we don't foresee that happening again this year.
So do we foresee having the building open by summer? That's been closed for so long. And so, because if the building's open, maybe we could have it, but we don't foresee the building being open, or we didn't even have it when the building was open before it closed, so.
So from my understanding, it was summer for the neighborhood center side, and the gym was to follow.
Yeah, neighborhood summer side by neighborhood summer is our neighborhood center is supposed to be later, but or the gym is later, but the neighborhood center should be open by next month or end of summer at the latest is what the follow-up I got this week.
But it's
Okay, and as you know, I get,
Probably closer to the end of the year for the gym because the door has to be, there's something to do with the hurricane-proof doors that's taken a lot longer than expected. And so I just followed up with Director Porter on this last week. And the gym is going to be a little longer because of those doors, but their neighborhood center should be a couple months out.
we can't put other doors on until we get the right doors. I mean, I get
They're-
pinged on this like
yeah, doors are
almost every week.
The custom, there are doors on, but the hurricane-proof thing requires recutting the entire thing, and they're like, it's just a bigger project than expected.
Okay.
I just
Kilauea is
saw-
anxious.
Councilmember Carvalho.
Question on the
Carvalho.
recreation. For Hanalei, how are we doing with the Hanalei and facility?
Is that for summer? Oh, just the facility?
Just, yeah.
It's-
I mean, with the management of the position, anybody managing that Kilauea Hanalei?
Right now, because it's closed, we just have coverage from the Kilauea person heading out there, but
Back, oh,
yeah, they're going back and forth.
over there, and then Kamakani, same.
Yeah, we have coverage there too.
Councilmember Holland.
Thank you. Just while we're on the summer fun thing, are we advertising on social media for that? Through any of the county social stuff?
We actually are.
Okay, what is that
It's on the
site?
website, so
Okay.
here's the flyer. It's posted on the website.
Can you name which towns are getting it?
Sure. So for the program sites, neighborhood centers are Kekaha, Hanapepe, Kalaheo, Lihui, Kapa'a, and Anahola Clubhouse. And for the schools, we're using Kaloa Elementary School.
Okay.
And when does recruitment close on those positions for help?
So with HR, if we need more applicants, they usually extend it out until the last, as
Okay.
as
And
long
is
as
there
we can.
a strong push? Do you want me to do a push for that or
Sure,
for applicants? Okay.
yeah.
And where in Kapa'a?
Neighborhood center.
Neighborhood?
It's gonna be at the neighborhood center.
Okay.
And then just on page 196, unless,
I got five.
okay,
195, bottom of 195, consultant services, officiating, official, desk office, timer score. Is this primarily stipends for volunteers? And how much does this 83,500 pay for? How many people, how many hours, at what rates or rate or rates? And you could follow up if it's a lot.
Yeah, we could follow up, but we can answer that is a lot for the basketball season that they run. So officiating, there's coaching, scorekeeping, but we can follow up on the totals.
Okay.
Councilmember Bulasan.
Just to clarify, that's the high school basketball.
No, it's
No,
not.
our basketball.
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
Councilmember Carvalho.
Also, question on the senior busing, is that working well, or you need more support there, or?
So what we've done is we've actually purchased tickets for our senior clientele to catch the bus to get where they wanted, but it's not specific. They're catching the main line to get to where they want to go. So that's how we've been distributing the tickets out for our seniors to get to places.
Is it working well?
Somewhat. I think they're so used to having exclusive buses for them, but that hasn't been something that we've done in a while.
And that line item also includes the busing for the events, like the Valentine's dance.
I have one more follow-up. On the same line on what you're following up for me on the officiating, the other thing you said, a lot of it is for basketball. I'm just wondering if we have requests for help with other sports, or and if this amount you could use more money to help make sure more sports are supported, whether for our youth or seniors or whoever.
I think this includes the senior instructors also, not only the basketball. So there are senior instructors including like Tai Chi, I think Nordic walking, ukulele. So it includes all of that.
Okay.
Councilmember Holland.
so on 196 at the bottom with the other supplies, can you just expand on what that looks like? Is that all broken down on the next one? What is that? Okay, never mind.
The whole, yeah.
Sorry, never mind. It seems to be broken out on the next page. I didn't realize. Sorry.
Any other questions for recreation? Not,
Thank you for
we'll
what you
move
did.
on. Facilities maintenance.
I have position.
Councilmember Cooley.
So starting near the top, position 936, maintenance worker 2, a brand new vacancy for 17 days. for today. Your plan is to recruit for that, or you have an internal promotion?
Sorry, what position number?
936, maintenance worker 2,
The plan is to do intra recruitment.
internal. And then the next one is 1541, electronics tradesperson, vacant for quite a while, 2,664 days. It says filled with short term. What does that mean?
It's an 89-day hire that's been in there that's been working out.
89-day hire.
I-
Is it when you do this for you fill in the puka, right? Is it then your intention to, or is this maybe like a retired person that comes back to help? So they don't want a full-time job, and they're just helping you out. So you'll continue to try and recruit for a full-time position, and you have a couple of these. So the other one is filled. Yeah. Okay. And then somebody want to follow up on that particular position? I got more positions.
Well, it's just really hard to find an electrician, is that it? We don't pay enough?
It's hard to find versus the private sector, yes. But this person is, like Vice Chair said, retired. He's here.
And just continuing to help us. And so,
89 days at a time. We'll
89
submit
days
any
at a
longer.
time. So is that a full-time position?
Hourly wise, I believe so, yes.
Okay, well, gratitude to that person if they're listening. And
So
the
is
plumber, same, yeah? Is that a retired person for the plumber, right below it?
The
142?
142. 142, that position's been loaned out to planning and development for now
Okay.
with an 89-day hire.
The other one is the last one is 1550, maintenance worker 1, vacant for 74 days. No recent activity with HR is the only status. Is your plan to recruit and fill?
The plan is still to recruit. And this again it started with the domino effect with promotion too.
Okay.
But that I believe was a retirement.
After retirement. Oh, we got the next page. There's a couple more. On the next page, 1968, janitor 2, vacant 89 days. It says labor registration list, no selection made. So you have a group of names to pick from, and
So 1968,
yeah, 1968, janitor 2.
it says interviews are scheduled for this month.
Interview scheduled from the list, yeah.
Yeah.
And then 1560, facilities maintenance ops assistant, 622 days vacant. Said offer made, so that was as of March 5th. Was offer accepted? Person starting?
March 16th.
Started March 16th. Awesome. And then the last one, 1745, senior project manager, vacant 257 days. You had interviews on March 5th. Did you make an offer and was it accepted?
No selection.
No selection.
And we went back out.
So going back out. Okay. Thank you. That's still in on position.
Okay, any other questions for facilities maintenance?
Yes.
Councilmember Colley.
So facilities, is that specifically to the buildings? Because again, I'm looking for like the CRB elements. That's going to be in the next group, parks maintenance?
That's going to be in the next.
CRB is in parks maintenance.
Okay.
Councilmember Bolosan.
Just following up, I could probably send this over, but did we finish fixing the Leeway Neighborhood Center?
Oh, yeah.
It was like a year and a half ago. I forgot to.
I'd have to look into that.
That's okay, I'll send it.
Councilmember Cooley.
We're moving on to the next.
Any further questions for facilities maintenance?
I have a question.
Councilmember Holland.
I'm not sure exactly where this would be, but I did notice it going through. I'm wondering, if there's anything in the budget where we could expand on some of our signage in the parks for either signs displaying names of parks or educational information. Like I know the one in Waimea, we've talked about that one needing to be updated, but is there somewhere in that where there's budget for those kind of things? Where would that fall?
There isn't an exact budget line item for it, but we could probably do it in the budget.
Thank you.
Council Chair Opposo.
Yeah, I was gonna send it over in writing, but since you brought it up, there's two signs that are down right out here in our parking lot, the handicap sign and another sign has been down for a while. And it's been down for numerous mowings by the employees that gotta basically weed whack around the sign. If we can just have that put back up.
Okay, I'll see if the work orders are put in.
Thank you.
Yeah, it might actually be worth it to have some sort of allocated funding because there is a need, a sign need. Kind of, I'm hearing from the community across the island, from Waimea to Haena. So it might just be something to consider for supplemental.
Any other questions for facilities maintenance? Not, we'll move on to parks maintenance.
And we have positions.
We'll go, you have a,
It's kind of in between.
Councilmember Bolosan.
Yeah, it's like in between question. We have an adopt a park program. Can someone adopt a neighborhood center?
Oh, I have to look into that. I haven't seen that yet.
Okay, just one.
Okay, Councilmember Cooley.
I actually have it might be facilities for.
Councilmember Cowden.
I know that there has been some requests for recognizing our young skater who recently passed very tragically, Matthew Packard Asai. And so there has been requests for like naming the skate park or putting up a piece of art for him. Would that go, is that anywhere reflected in any of this?
It is not written into the budget, no.
And then if we wanted to write it into the budget, where would we do that?
It'll probably be in that, well, it's a stadium, right, BJP? So it'll be in stadiums.
It'd be in stadiums. Yeah, it would be over at Brian J. Baptiste, okay. So it would be in stadiums, so that's still coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Councilmember Holland.
And I have some meetings scheduled with administration on that as well. Just so that you know, we have it in communication. Director Porter is open to that. I think we've been talking more around the lines of dedicating some sort of plaque or memorial than renaming the park, which was the original request that we received. But I appreciate you bringing that up because we do have a meeting following budget about that.
And I heard that maybe there would be a piece of art, maybe a statue.
Yeah, I think we're early on in the conversation, but I think we could allocate that later on. Either way, but it's definitely underway.
Okay, I think it would matter a lot to those kids that hang
Yes.
them.
Okay, we'll move back on to parks maintenance. Councilmember Cooley.
Page 205, the middle of the page. Well, actually, I'm going to do this all together. In the Kauai district, we have 1637 and 1973. In the Lihue district, near the bottom, we have 1971 and 1204. And on the next page, also 1874. These 5 positions are all park and facility worker 1. Some taken for just a small amount of days and one for 301 days. All 5 positions have labor registration list and no selection made. So does this mean you get to just select off of this list and fill these positions, or do you have to still go through interviews and?
We still go through interviews, but at the amount of applicants that have been coming in, we've been exhausting the whole list.
Oh, okay.
So we interview all, half show up, and then, well, half accept the interviews and half even show up to the interviews.
But realistically, these will be relatively easy to fill in the next couple months.
Yeah, they should be filled. There's 1971 and 1973. It looks like I'm selected for both of them. They're doing pre-employment.
Selected?
Yes, it's selected and pending pre-employment.
71 and 73.
71 and 73.
Excellent.
I have a follow-up on that.
Councilmember Cowden.
Are those new employees typically from somewhere else in the county, or are they fresh from the community?
Usually it's fresh from the community,
And does it tend to be young workers coming in? Or
all
no?
kinds.
All kinds?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just wondering, where we're finding our employment pool.
Then, continuing on page 205, the next position at Lidgate Park, position 1965, vacant 104 days. Posting closed on March 4th. Test happened, yesterday, the day before? Did you have several folks test yesterday? Are you moving forward, or you got to go back and re-recruit?
We still pending the test results, plus I think 1673 is the same too.
1673. Where's that? Oh, on the next page. Yeah, that is.
Same thing,
Okay.
pending the test.
And then the last one is 1629. But it does say offer made.
Yeah, it's
So,
selected.
and so the offer accepted and started?
There's an effective date of 5/1.
Okay. Not start yet, but
Not yet.
accepted. Okay, thank you, Chair.
Okay.
Okay, next page I have one.
Page
And then-
207?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they're all gonna jump on. Other services, maybe not, because it'll come up later too. Coconut trimming contract, 160,000. How does this break down? What do we get for that amount? And does CRB come into play with this line item as well, or just the other one that comes up later? In the
The
next,
CRB does not come into play with this. This is a contract for 2 trimmings.
just the trimming?
Yeah, just the 2 trimmings, not including the golf course.
And
the park.
do you have any idea of numbers, like how many trees, how many times over the year? Like, what does this actually pay
So
for?
the last count I had was about 1,400 trees, island-wide, not including the golf course.
And does it get trimmed more than once a year or
Twice a year.
twice a year?
I have a follow-up on that.
I have Councilmember Holland and Councilmember Collin.
Can you tell me how many of those are coconut trees?
Those are the coconut trees.
100%.
It's a coconut
So
tree.
this doesn't include any of the trimming for like the large ironwoods or any, right, okay.
That's all in-house.
So it's just 1,400
trees.
coconut trees that are trimmed twice a year so that the nuts don't get big enough to be a liability.
That
Okay.
number could be,
Right, obviously. And it'll probably start going down, unfortunately.
So my follow-up on that is that as we're seeing more and more dead coconut trees, how do we handle that removal, and does that fall into that same budget item, or?
meaning,
Like, trimming a tree is different than removing a deceased tree.
so yeah, this is only trimming the trees.
And so is there another line item somewhere for removing dead trees?
There is not.
Okay, but are we currently removing any of the dead trees?
Slowly, when we can, we are.
And so where does that fall? It's just in regular maintenance budget?
I believe right now it's in-house, in maintenance, yeah,
Okay.
or in operating funds.
Councilmember Holland?
Sorry, I just want to follow up on that too. So the ones that were removed on the corner of the golf course in that area was funded by the state, right? That was a state removal. So as of right now, we've only had to remove a couple of them within the golf course lines, but the ones that notably were tagged and removed was all state done. And then I don't believe we've had to remove any coconut trees for CRB related death outside of the golf course,
I
correct?
don't think we pulled any yet.
Right, so I don't think, while we see it spreading into Lidgate, and slowly more of our parks, we might get to that point, but we haven't been funding that removal at the golf course. I just wanted to,
Okay, well, what I'm curious, has there been any inquiry to the state as how much it costs to remove those trees? Because it doesn't take too much to spot that we have a number of trees that probably aren't going to make it. So I'm just wondering how that cost is being anticipated, because it looks like that might be something needed in the next year.
Director Porter and I did work on ordering a larger chipper and had this conversation a while ago to ensure that we have the equipment to deal with that internally, because contracting out the removal can be very expensive for falling a coconut tree, and we didn't have a trimmer large enough to trim the entire thing. So part of the investment that you'll see later on is going to be that chipper and the grinder. Thank you. The
So it's
stump grinder.
coming up on another.
It's
page.
coming up on the equipment side of it for the actual operating cost of removal internally. Once we have that equipment, it'll be much more reduced than contracting that removal out. So we have been talking about that.
And our team is trained for taking those big trees down. Okay.
Councilmember Cooley,
Next page.
page 208.
The top of the next page. Other rentals. I see the word portable toilet come in the top of that description, 230,000, and then again in the bottom, the portable toilets, group 2, 160,000. So not sure I understand what the difference is between both. One says group 2. So with a total of 390,000, could you follow up and provide details like quantities? What we get for what price over what period of time?
That's not a problem. But group 1 and group 2, just a quick description. Group 1 would be the fixed areas where they're always there, and group 2 is open, it's variable.
So fixed areas always there. What does that mean? Like for a longer period of time, obviously, but it's just going to be indefinitely, or is there a end point? Or
areas like Black Pot has been there. That's one of the group 1s. But in the end, the out would be the master plan, right? Completion of the master plan.
And then the group 2 is for events and stuff.
Events, or if we have construction and we needed a certain place.
And so, what is the longest fixed area on a portable toilet? How many years?
I'd have to get back to you on that.
Yeah, because maybe at some point we have to bite the bullet and invest in infrastructure, which is better for our people in the long run. Unless you get those really nice special events,
Still better than
the luxurious porta potties.
Councilmember Holland, then Chair Raposo, then Councilmember Cowden.
So thank you. While we're on this conversation, I'd also like to see exactly which ones of those are for Hanalei and how much of that is for Hanalei. We've been in communication because that's the bathroom that I get the most complaints about. Probably is the removable bathroom that we have at Blackpot, and I'm wondering how much we're investing just every year. But they also really need to be switched out. So we need to tell the contractor to.
They did Kelia quick.
The what?
They did Kelia.
They did Kelia very quick. Thank you, but. Yeah, let's talk about the status of those, but just so that you understand, that's a particularly difficult case because of the height requirements for the bathroom would have to be over 8 feet, which I know you were aware of from way back when. So unfortunately, we have these I think those are the longest standing porta potties that we have, which defeats the purpose of having a bathroom you can remove because nobody's going to go drag that out in an emergency anyway. But the investing in that particular one is going to be exorbitant when we.
So you're talking about our $2 million porta potty, the big one
Yes.
in the middle there.
Yes. No, that's not what I'm talking about porta potties. Those aren't porta potties. We have a
Okay.
list. We have a stack of porta
I was
potties.
to say, I don't think of those as porta potties.
No. There's a stack of porta potties right there at Blackpot that everybody uses because they can't fit in those bathrooms.
Right. I'm not a very big person, and I can't hardly fit in that stall. I've used it once, and it was an ordeal.
I have a follow-up question, Councilmember Bulosan.
Councilmember Holland asked it, just
No.
echoing on replacing those long equipment once they get damaged. We can
reach out to the contractor.
Thank you.
Councilmember Cowden, follow-up?
Well, no, so mine was the question I was going to ask when you called my name.
Oh,
Okay, him
Chair
first.
Raposo
Okay, him
first.
first.
Thank you, and thank you for being here. Mine is going to be a general question. Under other supplies, there's a whole list of things. I'm sure other members are going to.
Okay, mine's a porta potty question.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Your mic, Council Chair.
But I'm just looking overall. We budgeted for this year 376. We've already spent 312. We're 7 months in, and the request is for 290,000. So I'm a little concerned that we're maybe, I'm not sure where we cut. And again, I'm not going to go through these things. obviously, some things were cut. I just want to make sure there's enough funds in that line for you to get through the year.
And it looks like versus last year's budget was cut about 10,000.
Huh?
But the burn might be higher right now.
The field marking supplies, yeah.
Yeah, field marking supplies is one of them because we're going to a GPS liner.
Well, if you use out the budgeted amount of 376 and
And some of that could be rollover too from encumbrances from the previous year. 'Cause they
so
are contracts.
you're saying that 290 you believe is enough?
I think the 290 would be good.
Okay, thank you.
A follow-up.
Councilmember Bolasan.
I know about a couple of years ago we did a pilot on the money movement with items. Did that pan out where we didn't install, or that was too much of a hassle?
We just did BJB. I think a lot of it fell to vandalism. And I don't know if a lot of it ended up in the flush. Yeah.
It was ruined our septic system. It was used and stuff down the toilets.
That's unfortunate.
Yes.
Councilmember Cowden.
Back on the porta potties, Hanapepe Park, I haven't looked closely at that. Did we get the Portland Blue placed there?
It's
And then-
operational.
It's operational. When did that get placed there?
Well, it's been a while now.
Okay, and so there's no longer porta potty there. And what other parks besides Blacktop have permanent porta potties? At one point in Kekaha,
Kekaha, MacArthur Park. I can get you a list of.
so MacArthur Park still has porta potties?
Yes. But I can pull a list. I can pull the contract list for you.
Yeah, I just,
That was what we asked for. We'll get the
Put it
footage
in.
for it.
okay.
Okay, Councilmember Holland.
Just going back down to other supplies, we're on same page 208. The CRB mitigation, so that 100,000 internal or grants or a combination of both?
That's more. Right now, it's on procurement on contracts. So I
Okay.
contacted.
So that's our steaming,
the steaming, the drone.
the drone, okay.
So we're doing our first round shortly. He's
Okay,
setting
do
up
we have
right
that
now.
scheduled?
Not yet. He just emailed. We just got the PO.
Okay, great. So that's gonna be for the drone application of pesticide to the golf course trees. And then this includes our establishment of the steaming trap bait system that we're gonna be
But
doing.
we have a PO set up for both of those, but we'd have to, for this fiscal, we'd have to go into contract.
Okay. And so this is gonna be drone, and then also includes grants, or is not including community grants at all, right? This is just
This is-
internal.
Yeah.
And this, so is this internal for the golf course as well, or is the golf course broken out separately for
The
CRB?
golf course has their own funding. I believe they've been just using their other supplies fund.
As of right now, but we've worked that in. So this is an addition to whatever we have. So this steaming and any drone application would be for trees outside of the golf course or steaming sites that we establish. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Okay, I just wanted to
Councilmember Cowden.
make sure I understand that. So I know, so when we get to the golf course, we're gonna see steaming for the golf course. This is other parks as they may arise.
This is for island-wide, yes, other than golf course. I believe golf course has just been using general fund, but golf fund to fund their CRB mitigation. There's not a specific line item.
Okay, but they have contracts also.
POs,
POs, purchase orders?
purchase orders.
Okay.
We still have to get into contract, so we did emergency procurement for those,
Okay.
just for this year.
Councilmember Holland.
And then on the following page, on 209 and 210, that's where we see those new equipment to deal with the tree removal moving forward. So at the very bottom, you can see the chipper, and that's definitely the chipper that's large enough for us to do whole coconut trees, right? And then the following page being the stump grinder to help us remove the stumps so they don't become breeding sites.
And then also on 209, you have that lease, the truck.
The which truck?
Where did it go?
We're still on 208?
No,
209.
sorry, you're on 210 is the lease.
210. Okay, yes. The lease,
On 209.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
tractors and other heavy on 210, top of 210.
Sorry, what was the question?
Oh, no, just, I just know, it's verbiage in here, but on page 210 is the lease for the truck, the boom truck.
The boom truck, okay.
Yeah, but
For
there's no
helping with-
verbiage in there. I just found it. It's under 8905 of November.
Second of 5-year lease.
Second of
That's
5
the
years.
boom truck.
That's the boom truck.
Okay.
Just gotta put verbiage in there.
Great.
That was gonna be one of my questions.
Is that the
Councilmember Pulley.
Bottom of 209 that you're talking about?
And
Yeah.
I wasn't finished with 208, but going back to the bottom of 208 and to the $100,000 CRV item, I'm curious as to how much can we do with just this amount of money, and what else can we do with more money? And are we trying to get to all our parks or just a pilot park? I mean, if we're waiting, you know, I just hope we're addressing it everywhere we can. And if it's that we're not doing it because there isn't enough money, then let's put a little bit more money.
So right now we're going out and trying the drone treatments, and we funded it for island-wide, including the golf course. So we're gonna try one round of that. It lasts about 3 to 4 months for treatment. And I mean, this will get us a second treatment and possibly a third next year.
And when you talk about a treatment, is that of one tree, of how many trees at what cost? The numbers always help when we talk
So the
about
trees,
budget.
approximately $40 a tree
Okay, $40.
for treatment. They last, depends on the weather. I mean, average 4 months.
Perfect. Then anything more
Just
on
a
that?
follow-up just to make sure that you're talking about the golf course, right?
No.
No,
All over.
All over.
But the golf course one was the big one.
The golf course is included.
That was the
total,
main, yeah.
The total trees are about, with the golf course, almost 2,000.
Okay.
And fall.
Then just one last one on the bottom of page 208. The other small equipment, replace soccer goals island-wide. I guess it's all of that, a field supply island-wide. Maybe give an example of how it was spent last year with some details on, and do you also probably have an inventory of stuff to be available for replacement, but give us an idea of how the money's actually spent.
Yeah, we hold a lot of the soccer nets, but the goals aren't worth holding because they don't last. They
Yeah.
rust out,
Yeah.
or we lose them too, possibly.
Councilmember Holland.
Just going back, I shared to the conversation around the drone applications. This isn't really a pilot project. We're only going to be contracting that out once we identify an infestation in a new park. So like right now, we're kind of seeing them spread around Lidgate, but much of that is actually within the right of way of the road and not the park. This is kind of
There's a lot of trees, right?
yeah, it's kind of an attempt to move away from the injections, which are much more controversial and concerning, and come with like other concerns about potential consumption of coconuts. So the drone application is an immediate on-contact killer rather than something that we have to wait for the systemic absorption of it into the crown. And so this is going to be something that we utilize as needed.
Yeah.
Once we notice infestations in our other parks.
And being that it's relatively inexpensive, $40 a tree, good for 3 to 4 months, have we considered doing infected trees that are like park adjacent? May not necessarily be on our parkland, but it's so close that inevitably it'll affect us.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of difficult. We were dealing with that with the state right away right now. I've been advocating for the state to address the trees that are not within the park boundary because we really only have authority to work up to our trees within the park of the county. So it's about like collaboration and trying to get them to work with you kind of. It's been the most successful. I don't know, Deputy, if you'd like to follow up on that. But
Yeah, so far the quote that I have is only for county lands.
Yeah.
it creates a difficult...
I mean, I think we have to look at the trees. If it's right off of the land, we should address it.
Yeah.
And if the state's gonna drag their feet, it's gonna affect us.
Absolutely. It's very difficult, but I think the collaboration with the adjacent landowners is going to help us with that and definitely encouraging comprehensive response. Working right now to get the state to assist with Malai Heao and Hikini Akala infestation because if they're not treating it right adjacent to us, we're doing all we can on the golf course It's got to work in collaboration. So thanks for bringing that up.
Okay. Any other questions?
In the bottom of page 209, I think I started talking about some of them as individual. I would request for follow-up a full detailed replacement schedule of all of these items that shows the useful life. You know, I think you've done this before, so just a replacement schedule that shows what's old, how long is it done with its useful life. Now we're replacing. I think some of your equipment is like way past due, right? Needed to be replaced maybe 5 years ago.
You're talking equipment, like larger equipment parks wide, all the equipment?
Yeah, the big stuff.
Okay.
The big stuff. Like what you listed here, pretty much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Councilmember Carvalho?
This new field lining painter.
Oh, cool.
So we
How's
have,
that? Yeah.
we have one now, a GPS field liner, and we have it at Vidina. So Vidina's been, since it's closed, they've been kind of servicing almost all of the island, and it's working out.
It's
pretty
all
good.
working.
Yeah, the lines are much neater, much straighter, and much quicker.
Quicker.
Any other questions for Parks Maintenance? Councilmember Holland?
Adopt a Park funding is not in this section, right? You said stadiums? Where'd you say that goes? The Adopt a Park?
I think the Adopt a Park funding was in.
Oh, okay, okay.
Does that come out of general funds or that other development fund or
It
whatever?
comes out of general fund.
General fund, yeah. So we're on
We'll
beautification.
move on to beautification.
I'll just confirm that, so you have, you're fully staffed in this division. No vacant position.
Get that. Fully staffed? Okay.
Not showing on the vacancy report, so.
Councilmember Cowden, your mic. Your mic.
I just have a small follow-up. Beautification, just for clarity, it's like all the little side areas like around the buildings and that aren't like full-on parks.
And a lot of open space,
Just a lot of open space, so that's just where we,
and also the cemeteries.
and the cemeteries. And then when we have cemeteries that are, like right next to the Veterans Cemetery, are those county or state or?
So the one next to veterans in Hanapepe, that's state.
That's state, because there's a handful of cemeteries in different places, and up kind of near the Kaua transfer station. Is that county or state?
That I'd have to look into.
Okay. But whatever ones are on county lands, do you know how many, offhand, how many cemeteries we have?
13 cemeteries?
Yeah, 13 on top of my list.
Okay. All right.
Any other questions for beautification? Councilmember Holland?
Is this also where, this is also who manages the ditch, right? It's not the golf course, it's the beautification team that takes care of the ditch in front of the golf course?
I think I've seen them working on it. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to stadiums.
Yeah, no,
Councilmember Cooley.
on the position, there's just the one, and looks like 1630 parking facility worker 2, right? So is that the one where you tested a whole bunch of people for
Yeah.
a whole bunch of positions?
It says testing too with the same dates.
Yeah, so you're anticipating filling this relatively soon,
Yes.
if you haven't already. Well, no, because the test was on April 12th. All right, thank you.
Any other questions on stadiums from the members? If not, we'll move on to convention hall. How'd the piano restoration go from last year?
Where's on you?
We had 50,000 in it for last time.
Yeah.
Morning, for the record, Convention Hall Facility Manager Lenny Raposo. One of my ultimate failures is that the people that we had hoped to look at renovating the piano is no longer on the island, and I've been looking for someone that I felt comfortable with to do the renovation, and I have yet to find one, unfortunately.
Okay. Any other questions for Convention Hall?
Just is our improvements moving along as we anticipated? I mean, we've been putting, I know that's somewhat CIP, but it's.
So our meetings take place at the end of each month with Mr. Ozaki has been very good at apprising me, and the renovations is moving along, but with such an older facility, the place was built, completed in 1964, and henceforth everything is very old. So you peel the paint, you find some wood rot, you remove the wood, you find something else, you find something else. So we're hoping, according to the project manager, to go to renovation in 2027. It's going to be major. We probably will have to shut down the whole facility. I don't know what the time would be because that hasn't come across with the improvements. That hasn't been determined yet how long it's going to be.
Have we made a plan how to adapt for that change? Are we working with the Veterans Center or anything? I mean, we use that facility a lot, and I want to say, even if it's a little in bad shape, as an attendee in events there, it doesn't get in my way. I mean, you might have heard us talk about the Waimea Theater. It's not evident when you walk in the building that the place is falling apart.
We try our best. We try our best to make it an awesome, beautiful experience. But the maintenance part is definitely needs to be renovated. It's long, long overdue. Air conditioning, the roof especially. With this last Kona low, we found 6 more leaks, new leaks. So, we do the best we can with what we have just to get us to 2027. Everyone, and it started, we had hoped to go to renovation this year, but everyone has been apprised. Everyone that makes a renovation at the convention hall has been apprised that we may be going to renovation. What we don't know is when, but I have told them that as we continue to meet, as soon as I know when the procurement process will be done and when the execution of the contracts will be, that they will know. And hopefully there will be adequate time for them to find other facilities to do it. A lot of the events, as you know, that happens at the convention hall, there really aren't too many other places that can do it. And of course the price, thanks to all of you folks and the administration that have funded it, is very reasonable. So a lot of people choose the convention hall because of that.
So do you think it'll be closed for like 2 to 3 years?
No.
2 years?
We anticipate 3 to 6 months. That's the ballpark that I've been told.
So a year.
Okay, well, because when I'm thinking about the Kilauea facility, I live right adjacent to that facility, so I'm highly aware of it. Seems like it's been down for like more than 2 years. So when I think about the difference between the two facilities.
I don't know what that project entails, Kilauea, but if I am still around to help facilitate this repair, you definitely know that we'll be pushing it. I'll give you an example. In repairing the ceiling in the theater, they expected us to be down at least 3 months, but we were able to accomplish that within about 6 weeks.
Wow.
So I am hopeful that with those coordinations and with our help with the contractors, we can do it pretty quickly.
Okay, that's good.
Any other questions? I know we had questions on Adopt a Park program.
Yep, thank you.
Councilmember Holland.
Chair, that's me. So I see $10,000 allocated for Adopt a Park. What kind of applications and use did we have for that in the previous year?
What kind? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, either.
Okay.
I see a lot of what I'm thinking about around Adopt a Park is not in the conventional. So the fact that it's in this budget kind of confused me. But I'm just wondering what kind of applications there were for that 10,000 previously, and what kind of grants went out on
Yeah, so that program started, I think, with Mayor Baptiste, and he was at the convention prior to becoming the mayor. So he fit place for it, and we continued it to previous administrations and this one as well. We basically ask any community organization or people willing to go and help us spruce up a park that we provide minimal tools, mostly a lot of painting is what comes true. Recently, we Hanamalo Hillsiders, the Hanamalo seniors, they redid their park. Cortiva has been an awesome partner. Cortiva, once a year on their time, takes a park somewhere on the west side. Recently, they did Kekaha Neighborhood Center last year. They've done Waimea Canyon multiple years. They've done Lucy Wright Park. They've done Kekaha Park. They've gone to Hanapepe behind the stadium, that pavilion area. They even fixed a fence there. So that's kind of the nature of what happens. On this side, part of the $10,000 is that we provide material to build 10 picnic benches, and usually friends of Kamalani or the Lidgate guys, they'll build the benches and that gets distributed. If they don't use that money or they don't request it to do the building, because we provide the material, they do all the cutting, the construction work, then our park maintenance people, I would purchase the material, they put it together, and then they distribute the park benches throughout the...
Thank you, Lenny. So the 10,000 it's all materials, right? Because it's all volunteer.
Yeah,
mostly
no money, no labor.
Yeah.
All materials.
So, what kind of capacity, if that was to grow? So I've been really trying to think about like solutions to address some of the concerns that I get a lot from across the island parks. So you mentioned Friends of Kamalani. That was a large investment to build that thing. I'm sure that cost a significant amount of money. How much did we put forward on that? Do you know?
For just the tables.
Well, the actual park initially when we built it, wasn't it a partnership between them? And like they built the labor and we provided the materials for the.
Yeah, that was way before.
Yeah, it must have been a pretty expensive lift. Yeah. And so I'm just wondering because I'm thinking about one of the things that we struggle with is how bad our bathroom situation is. But because our bathrooms are so expensive to build a new bathroom, like it seems that the contract quotes that we're getting are like over $1 million to build a very basic bathroom. There's some nonprofit groups that I've been talking to and construction people that want to kind of help build bathrooms in our parks. And so I was looking at like what kind of funding, maybe if this is the right place basically for increasing that and doing like a rolling project where once a month they come together and use their expertise, contract license and things and volunteer their time to either fix or build a bathroom in our county parks at a fraction of the cost. I'm just wondering if that's something that you would feel would be appropriate here and then how that would work.
Maybe even a new line item, adopt the bathroom program.
Adopt the bathroom program.
I think it still would have to go through the design and permitting process first, just like any other bathroom would have, and you're gonna have to find a general willing to put up their license for it too.
Right.
Yeah, so,
I got that part done.
yes.
And I'm thinking we could do a pre-approved design for all of them.
So the other part of the convention hall is the Ho'ololokahi project, where so much money is allocated for a particular project. We recently did something in the community with from the Mayor Kawada's administration, and Mel was at the council chair. We helped build a storage room for Kauai Papuana.
Oh yeah.
Kapa'a Papuana Association, because their thing burnt down. But that's kind of like a Ho'ololokahi project where money was provided to a nonprofit organization that oversaw the financial. I took investment because I believe in Papuana, like some of our council members do big time, and we project managed it. I did that mostly on my own time because that's part of the love. But you're gonna have to find a willing contractor willing to do it for something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to say, for the end result was for $153,000 that they built what they have there today, as well as upgrades to the electrical system and improvements on the ADA access to the facility. And we came back to get more monies to complete that. That in itself would need a whole other division, I guess, and wouldn't be appropriate just for what we envision it is right now. Right. So Adopt a Park is mostly small hand tools, but they can do some light gardening, they can do painting. It's pretty much the most intense that Adopt a Park would happen.
Okay.
The whole Ololokahi project, again, would be something where we take a chunk of money, give a nonprofit that they have demonstrated to us that have the financial stewardship or capacity to oversee something and get that project done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there any way in follow-up that you guys could break down, what the previous Adopt a Park money that was spent last year kind of looked like and what parks it went to? And then moving forward, I'm just interested if you would be able to use more of that, if there's more applications that came in than what we had allocated, or like what level of the budget we used last year, because I would be interested in kind of leaning more on that to address some of the pain issues that we have at our parks.
So a lot of times, with the Adopt a Park, it's the longevity and the sustainability.
Right.
So people or organizations that they have good intentions, but when they to do it, yeah.
So it's like a long-term stewardship agreement. Almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But for them to continue to do it, it's time-consuming. People are busy with their lives, and to do it over an extended period of time, I have not seen a group that can sustain it as well.
Okay. Thank you very much for all that information.
You're welcome.
Councilmember Colligan.
So I want to appreciate this conversation because that number seems really low to me, like if we were able to do it. Just have a simple question to put out again. You don't have to give a long answer. When we moved away from these wooden bathrooms and turned them into concrete block bathrooms, it cost us $1 million to do it. You could have probably 10 wooden bathrooms. They could sit there and blow down. It seems crazy.
That's not the cost, though. The materials aren't the cost.
But I understand that it's the piping and the infrastructure underneath it, but when it's already there, I'm just, what was a big issue for me with the Honolulu bathroom is just put another wooden bathroom, let it get washed away again, put another wooden bathroom, let it get washed away again. Because when you have to make them high, like in Hanapepe, we have that raised up bathroom there, and then what we have in Honolulu, we spend so much money, put that in the center of the park, and it's almost unusable. I just don't understand why we can't sometimes do the wooden bathrooms. These little portaloos are unpleasant compared to a wooden bathroom,
I mean, to be honest,
I'm asking them.
Okay, well, I don't think that. Anyway, yeah.
They don't know.
I think even in a wooden structure, it has to be over the floodplain in Honolulu.
The materials are a fraction of the cost. It's the design and planning comes in over $600,000 just for the design and planning. I think I think we have a deeper problem in why the bathrooms cost so much. It's not just the material. I think it's like the whole.
I understand, but a lot of them used to be there. Like in Hanapepe, we used to have one. Like just to re-put in what we used to have seems like a whole lot better idea. When the plumbing is already in, the plumbing is a big part of it.
Yeah.
For Honolulu, on your question for Blackwood, it's just that height that it has to go to. For the
But
bathroom.
if you put a wooden bathroom and it got flooded over, it just gets washed away. Then you just put another wooden bathroom.
Well, I mean,
It's not the flooded over. I think the fixtures have to be at a certain height, have to be above the floodplain.
We're still on the convention hall, or did we go
Yeah.
back to facilities management?
All right,
Check
we
it.
missed that on
It's,
facilities.
kind of
I was
strange,
going to ask to go
convention
back
hall.
there.
Oh, we went from adopt a park back to
Well, we spent
Adopt a
some time on porta potties in the facilities, and
then
we
it's-
kind of forgot to really just ask
I-
about
I-
the bathrooms.
I will say that
Bathrooms are a mess.
yes.
the project that Mr. Raposo talked about for the locker room at Kaua, that's an amazing project that could be used as a model for others. But like Mr. Raposo said, he put in a lot of work. I mean, we had run into a lot of hiccups. KIUC, the run was too long, not enough power, and my point is
The
this.
pandemic slowed us up.
Yeah, I mean, that money was made available a long time ago, and it kind of fizzled out and then it was brought back. But my point is that Kauai Papuana Football League would not have been able to do it without Lenny and his connections with the thing. So it's not as simple as finding that organization, because it is a lot of stuff that is entailing, and the organization might have the fiscal oversight or the financial or the ability to run that project. The logistical part is where it runs into the problem. You really need the county and people in the county for make that happen. So that was a great project. Took a long time, but it is gorgeous. And thank you.
It's well needed. The kids are benefiting, Kaua is benefiting, and yeah.
Councilmember Bolasan?
Yeah, I just want to pivot back to the adopt the park and kind of dovetail. I know now we have, pickleball is the big thing, and pickleball association, and that we have our county-wide upgrades with a game plan. I'm wondering if we can pair the adopt a park with the timing of these repairs, so that there's more collaboration with the community to maintain these things, to help reduce costs, so that these parks last longer. So less on the building new parks, but somehow team up with these organizations so that they last longer.
Councilmember Bolasan, we have the attitude that we're willing to work with anybody that's willing to help our parks to be looking good and be beneficial for anybody. So if any organization has an idea of what they want to do, we definitely will look at it, and we'll try to accommodate. And if it's within reason that it doesn't put the county in great liability, we don't expect them to go with chainsaws and climb ladders and all of that. And, we'd be more than happy to work with anybody, pickleballers or tennis players or football, whatever it is, golf or recreation, whatever.
Awesome.
Councilmember Carvalho?
I just want to emphasize it more, right, Lenny, that the money is the money, but more the partnership and the working and the volunteerism and all of that connecting was a big part of moving this project forward. And not only this one, but hopefully others to come. But that was the main thing, right?
Yeah, and I think it's good for the community because it brings the community together. It's good for the community because they feel good about the project itself. There's other projects throughout our history that are like what we did in Kaua that, I can honestly say it was great for Kaua. Kaua needed a project to bring the community together, and with the help of everybody in this room, administration, council, and everybody, it's a good project. It was a good project.
Any further questions for Convention Hall? If not, we're going to move on to Improvement and Maintenance Fund. There's only one item on it. Councilmember Kuli'i.
So on the special projects, 88,000, and then maybe to have an understanding of this also. This is a fixed revenue source and not general funds. Improvement and maintenance. Yeah, 316 at the top.
Yeah, sorry, I don't have that on my page.
It's just, or 208 if you take in the top number. Anyway, the one item, when you do, this could be administration, fiscal, planning, recreation, parks, beautification, all of that, different areas. But it's only in administration, and it's only one line item, 88 labeled special project.
Yeah, it's the 209 fund. This is Spotting Horn.
This is what?
Spotting Horn revenue.
Okay, Spotting Horn revenue. And then, obviously, the administration means it goes back into keeping the thing going. Operations and maintenance and everything.
And so we're currently, the concession bid is posted. It should be closing, I believe, on the 9th of this month.
Thank you.
Councilmember Cowden.
Thank you. I've been trying to follow that. So how many applicants have you got so far?
I'd have to double check. We extended it once.
You extended it because you didn't have enough.
We had one applicant, so we extended it.
So one applicant out of 8 stalls.
Yes.
And do you think that's because it's too expensive?
Possibly, I couldn't say right now.
I would say it's a good guess. It's pretty high.
Okay, any other questions on this item? If not, we're going to move on to Wailua Golf Course.
Okay. It would be page 340.
Later. recreation.
Are they here? What are you going to ask him?
Which page are we?
We're on Wailua Golf Course master page.
340. So,
There's a tab for it.
yeah.
Oh, okay, the tab, all right,
White, yeah.
all right.
May I start? Chair?
Councilmember Cooley.
So on 340, the positions, there's 3 vacancies.
I was gonna just ask
The first one is
field for flag football. That's all.
1862 Golf Course Groundkeeper 1, just vacant for 42 days. You had interviews on March 12th. How did that go? Did you make any offers?
We selected as pending pre-employment,
Pending?
pre-employment processing.
Okay. And then the next one is 1743 Customer Service Representative 1, 620 days vacant, and it says filled with short-term hire. This is a relatively low-level position, right? Why is it a short-term hire and not a recruitment and fill?
So it's filled with an 89-day hire, same as the electrician was, either retired.
Oh, retired. So when somebody retires for a certain period, you don't get to recruit because of the full costs and benefits and all of that.
But this was from outside. The person was not a retired county employee. So it's just a retired individual coming back to work
Oh, I see. For now, you're filling it with that.
with an 89-day.
I'm sorry, I forgot what you meant. Yeah. So the same as the one from before. And then the last one is the 1744 Golf Course Marshal, vacant 257 days. Last year was dollar funded, so
This year,
the status is no recent activity with HR. So what is your plans to fill, and have you initiated recruitment?
so this year it is fully funded. For on the ask for 27. So our plan would be to fill.
Would this be an easy position to fill?
I haven't had one in a while, so we'll find out.
So you're going to start recruitment soon, because we have 3 months left in the fiscal year.
We can start recruitment soon. Currently, there's an 89-day in that position.
Okay.
As soon as the contract is up or the person is not needed, we can start recruitment.
You could begin recruitment during, right, and then just offer them to start at
I
a certain
believe so, and
time.
then we could terminate the 89.
But, HR knows best. You guys do what you got to do. Thank you.
Councilmember Cowden.
Yeah, I just have a couple general questions about how the golf course is functioning. I know we approved a little cart to run around to serve refreshments. And we talked about getting a contractor in there for the facility, the food facility. Is that functioning yet, either of those?
So the contractor is still not open. They are working on the building. I mean, they're close to being open. I can call Dan up here for a better date.
But so it's moving forward. I thought that we had found a contractor, so we've got a tenant or whatever we're going to call them. So we have that, and they're going to have the little refreshment cart. So that's all still moving forward.
That's still moving forward. And a little grab-and-go station in the back, too.
Okay, and then are we having happy golfers? Are we staying pretty full?
I'll let Dan respond.
Well, I was a retailer for a long time. It really matters how your customer base is. How's our customer base at the golf course? Is it mostly locals? Is it mostly visitors? How's it going?
Hi, I'm Dan Erweiler. I'm from the golf course, Wailua. So what was your question again?
How's business? Are we having happy golfers? I mean, are people coming? Is it pretty full? Are our tee times filled? And how's our business?
Yeah.
They seem pretty happy, except for the big tree that fell on 10.
Okay, big tree fell on 10.
I mean,
But is it are people backlogged in the morning? Is it a pretty even flow of people? I mean, are we meeting the needs of the community?
No, everything's pretty much caught up. I mean, it's just, the weather lately has been quite the challenge. So
Yeah.
10.5 inches of rain. And then you throw a mainline break on that and,
Okay, well, that's
all kinds of stuff.
I'm just trying to say, how's business? So are we getting, is our revenue light because we've had rain and a broken tree and a mainline break? I'm just saying.
So I had them look at the revenue is on track this year to meet
The
or
revenue's
exceed
on
the
track?
previous years, yeah.
Okay, I just, I'm proud of our golf course, and I was proud that we, won a really good award, and I think you guys have been stellar in working with the CRB problem. There's a lot that's going on. I'm saying yay, and can you speak at all about the Aleula? I know there's some in the pond there.
Yeah. The CRV problem's a whole other situation. It's like a secondary job.
Yes.
Yeah, you're an environmentalist at this
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't really count on that happening, but I kind of knew eventually it might happen. But now it's a county-wide problem now. I mean,
Yeah.
there's really not much we can do about it, other than doing the best we can to control mulch. You can spray as many trees as you want. That protects the trees, right? And it does kill beetles. But if you don't take care of the mulch, you're not solving the problem.
Right. So, and then,
Soup.
so as far as our
Hōʻike soup.
golfers, are they getting complaints? Are people happy? I mean, I'm just wondering.
Are we what?
Getting complaints? Are your golfers happy? Or you got all your main volume? of
People
golf?
aren't happy about it, right? I mean, it looks ugly, and the beetles are killing trees. We've probably cut down, I would say, in the neighborhood of 50 trees.
Wow. Okay. That's kind of
The tops die, they fall off. It's dangerous. You don't want to leave it there. You cut the tree down, and you find out that there's grubs in the tree, right? So it's like, as soon as they start to deteriorate the tree a little bit, the grubs breed, and that's it.
So
So
what
now
do you
they're
do
making more beetles.
So what do you do with the trees when they come down? You move them off to the.
We moved everything to the green waste pile on number 3, and we recently steamed that whole pile.
Yeah.
So there's nothing in that pile that's alive. And I know it works because there's a trap right next to that pile, and I haven't caught a single beetle in there since we steamed that pile. And we used to get like one a day.
And when we're looking for that fire, what's it called? The fire tent?
Fire, huh?
Yeah, so would you be putting those removed trees?
The curtain burner?
The curtain burner, would they go in the curtain burner, or do they just get ground up and put in the?
Well, but we're talking about possibly getting a curtain burner to be able to burn the mulch, burn the trees after we cut them down. We do have a stump grinder now, and so we go out and we grind the stump so that, we can cover that with sand and then make that nice. Grass will grow right back over it. But in reality, that's not solving the problem, right? So, I mean, eventually you're going to have to go back and put another tree there. So everybody's like, oh, well, we'll put another coconut tree. I'm like, why? Doesn't make a lot of sense. You put a pine tree, put something nice, right? That can grow. You can still grow turf under it, that type of stuff. So.
Okay, well, I appreciate you all, and I just wanted to hear just a general update. You've had some really high points, and you've had a few bummers, and there's this. We're always focused on the bummers. So I was trying to hear about whatever the satisfaction level is. So they're still golfing.
Yeah, I played there the other day. It is still nice.
I haven't played there in a while, but if they took down some trees, I'd probably be happy.
Trees?
Hit a couple.
Depends what tree it is.
I just had a quick question, because you said you took down 50 trees. That sounds like a lot. So how many trees are there total, coconut trees?
total trees, like on the tree trimming contract, we had to give them a number, 582. So now we probably have 522.
Minus 50.
I mean,
Wow. You don't think that when you drive by.
That's a big question.
basically, it's a lot of work,
Yeah.
you know. And the Beatles have created this, we didn't want to cut those trees down.
No.
You know, that's not our intention at all. But if we have to, I mean, that's what you do,
Yeah.
you know.
Councilmember Holland?
Just thank you, Dan, for being here and all your hard work on the CRB stuff. Just going back to the two species questions, going back to Alaiula, the bird with the red nose. You know the one I'm talking about? Look like a black duck, the moorhen. Yeah. How many of those do we have on site? Do you know? How many times do you see that bird on site, or do you know of any breeding parrot? Do you even pay attention to those kind of
Yeah,
things?
I mean, yeah.
No judgment if you don't. I'm not.
I mean, we drone treated twice, right?
No, I mean the bird. You know the black bird that has the red nose. I think we have a couple.
Coots.
The coots. Yes, they're called coots around most of the world. Yes, Alaiula is the Hawaiian name. We had a presentation about it yesterday, which is why Councilmember Cowden and Vice Chair brought it up as well. I'm just wondering, you don't have to give me an answer today, but if you could let me know if you notice how many we have down there, those blackbirds. If
We've seen them.
yeah,
You see them, but they move around.
okay. We're going to talk about this more offline.
Yeah.
And then CRB again. So budgeting for CRB response. Can you show me where that's broken out for our work?
So there's not a specific line item on here, it's just falling under other supply and their golf fund.
Okay, but we have the schedule for the treatment of the drone we're working on for the, so, and that's for the 525 trees roughly that we're doing. Do you have an estimated cost on that total per? I think we're planning on doing it twice over a year.
I think they're not gonna hit, he wanted to hit that affected area in the front, and the ones that are already injected, I don't think he's gonna go and hit those. But we're discussing it with him right now.
Interesting. Okay, we'll follow up more on that too. And then, how are we doing? So we esteemed those 8 giant piles that Mr. Lance Steam did, and that's when you talk about having that great result of not finding another beetle. The goal, to establish an eventual pile that we utilize as a bait trap kind of system to steam 3 times a year, every 4 months. How are we doing on that? And yeah, I'm just wondering what you're estimating on that and how you're feeling about that. If we maybe are going to have a second trap built on the northern end of the golf course, so we're kind of, are we?
Yeah, I mean, if we want a second trap, we can get one. I mean,
Okay.
There's one basically downwind of the pile.
Okay. The black traps.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I kind of mean like utilizing that mulch pile as a trap so that we can like build.
It's going to be a trap either way.
Yeah, either way, it's definitely going to be. And I think once we get the curtain burner, we'll be able to burn the surrounding stuff and create basically just one pile. And I think the goal is to get to one pile, and then we pay for that to be steamed every 4 months. So that continues to fight and pull our population down, like what you said about the mulch stuff. So I'm hopeful that the federal contract or the federal grant that we applied for will get you that curtain burner, a front loader. So there's a lot of effort and money that hopefully will come from the feds in October to provide more of the offset of response for this. But yeah, thank you. And then only other question I have on 343, not related to CRB and Alaiula, is I'm wondering if you could give me a breakdown of the weed control and fertilizer spending down to like what we're using and what the brand names are. And that's it for me.
Any other questions for golf from the members? If not, my suggestion is we take a caption break. We're going to be done with parks, and then when we come back, we'll take liquor and county attorney and liquor. So, no further questions. Thank you. Thanks for your time. We'll take our 10-minute caption break, and we'll be back with county attorney, then liquor control.
too.
Tyler, you want to just go through your synopsis real quick?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. Tyler Saito, County Attorney. Not a lot of changes, actually no changes from our budget request from last year. We do have one vacancy. We are actively recruiting. It's been open since November 1st of 2025. We had to hold off on immediately recruiting just because we had a big vacation payout. We have interviews scheduled starting next week. Does anyone have any questions?
Any questions on the write-up? Any questions on the write-up? Councilmember Cowden.
Well, I just was going to ask a little bit about like having the challenge of finding people. I know that that's been an ongoing challenge, and one way that the office, even before your time, has addressed it is allowing people to do remote work. I'm wondering how many total positions do we have, and how many of them remote work from off-island?
We have 15 attorneys total in our office. Of the 15 total, 5 are remote workers.
Okay, so we have 10 on island.
Correct.
So that's an improvement.
It's the same as last year.
Okay. All right.
Any questions on the synopsis or highlights? If not, we'll move into the budget. Councilmember Kuli'i.
Yeah, no, he answered the question in his presentation. All the other departments should do that, and I don't have to ask. And next year you should, because I won't be here.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody's gonna be asking.
Suckers, that's what happened when I was off.
I'm not even training yet.
Well, police is gonna come here and they're gonna be here for like at least 45 minutes.
Yes, I've been working on that all weekend.
Yeah.
Warning, police.
Yeah, any questions on the budget? It's pretty flat.
It's pretty flat, so I guess I have a basic question.
Councilmember Cowden.
Is there any way that council can help you? Is there anything that you need, or you guys feel like everything here is pretty solid and set?
I think we're pretty solid and set. Once we bring in that new attorney, we'll be fully staffed and we'll be ready to go and continue to function as normal.
And that person you just said, they've been identified?
No, we are actively recruiting. We're going to start interviewing next week.
Okay. All right, it is pretty flat.
Yes.
Okay, if there's no questions, I can let Tyler go. No further questions. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Easter.
Thank you, Happy.
Happy Easter.
Next up, we have Department of Liquor.
Lucky to still have you here.
Newly hired?
Last time.
I heard that before, though. Yeah, John, you just want to go over your, just a synopsis, and then we can.
So Gerald Raposo, Department of Liquor Control. Pretty much the highlights, what we entered to part of the recruitment and retention, we entered into a premium pay, no lunch overtime for the investigators. What that means is for the last 3 hours of their shift, they have time and a half. So it seems to have made a difference, at least hopefully for the retention. As of yesterday, we have no vacancies. All of the liquor investigator positions have been filled.
Great.
And regarding the director's position, and conditional offer has been made. So until the offer is made, accepted, at least that position is moving forward. Any questions?
Any questions?
For me,
Councilmember Cowden?
We pretty much spoke privately, or like in a separate meeting, but, you know, any turbulence in the business that you need us to be aware of, or is it feeling pretty solid and strong?
Pretty stable right now. Liquor sales continue to rise. Nationally, there's some debate about liquor sales going up and down, but for Kauai, it's steady.
Yeah, and so do we end up returning any money at the end of the year, or is it pretty much?
We do.
We do. So we pay a little bit more than anticipated and we give it back.
Yes, so what happens with the budget is we do our budget, and by state law, we're allowed to increase the budget by 20%, add 20% to the budget. Whatever we don't use at the end of the year, we have to return it to the licensees as part of it's a refund, like. So say the carryover is $500,000, we deduct that from what we need, and then we figure out the percentage fee that the licensees pay.
And they can probably apply that to their next year's amount.
Usually, from what we hear, it's pretty stable for them, so they can calculate.
Yeah. Okay, and it's a closed loop, and none of that comes out of the general fund, right? Everything comes from the licensees, so it's a pretty easy budget item.
Pretty easy.
Any questions for liquor control? Councilmember Bolasan?
So this is the last 89-day hire of you. You are officially retiring again.
Never say never.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, with that, thank you. And that was our last department for today. At this time, I'd like to recess the departmental budget reviews. Due to the holiday tomorrow, we'll reconvene next week on Monday, April 6, 2026 at 9 a.m. when we'll hear from Fire Department, Emergency Management Agency, Police Department, and Office of the Prosecuting Attorney.
Happy Easter.